have a big network of professionals who attend some of the same conferences. So last fall, I was at this conference in, In New Orleans last fall. I've been to quite a few, so. Anyway, I was going through the posters because one of the things that happens at these conferences is that people who are doing research often work on projects that are discussed as posters. So I found this really interesting one that Yunju was working on, and I thought this would be great for the seminar, so let's see if we can get her to come out here. So this week is University of Minnesota spring break, so she's out here visiting, and we're really happy to have her here. She's an assistant professor in retail merchandising, and she teaches multi-channel retailing, retail promotion, and consumer decision making. She has quite a few publications already, research on visual perception and information processing on the web, technology adoption and usage, and she's working on digital retailing and multi-channel retailing as well. So she's going to share some of her explorations with us today. Welcome.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Can you hear me in the back too? Yes. As Dr. Walters just introduced me, I'm working on a lot of projects related to digital retailing, and this is kind of a little broader idea about what's really happening right now in fashion industry and what it really means to us, I guess. So I will discuss mainly two major points today. So we are looking into the future, of course, all the time, and as this quote say here, we will see more disruption in the next 10 years of retail than we did in the previous 1,000. So this is so true, and I don't know about you because you are kind of born and raised up with the technology, so you may not really experience it as much as we do. But sometimes we feel like I'm actually living in the middle of science fiction story, and it's so exciting. So I hope this all make some kind of ringing sound in your head too. So what I will discuss today are majorly two components that I briefly mentioned. One will be fashion products, and the other will be retail stores. Both sides, what I'm looking at is how this new digital evolution or revolution really changes how we perceive products and how we deal with the products and how we even shop. The first part will be the fashion products. So the major thing that I will discuss will be two, the digital products and shared or collaborative consumption in this digital era. So I will look into the digital products first. We all know what digital products are, sort of. You probably will have some idea, right? So the picture here shows some examples. The ebooks that you download on the device and then read. How many of you actually rent the textbook right now? A few of you? I see more and more students actually doing that, which means you don't even hold physical copy of the textbook on your hands, and you will actually return, I guess, you will lose the access to the textbook at the end of the semester. And a lot of things happening in this area is like streaming movies like Netflix. So you don't really own a copy of the movie yourself, you just subscribe to the service and you watch the movie and that's it, you don't really own a copy. So digital products are defined as goods or services stored, delivered, and or used electronically. So it has been around for some time and we all had copies of those, but at the beginning we all had some kind of hard copy version of it. Like we owned a DVD and then we somehow ripped the DVD off from the CD and then had a digital copy. But then increasingly we get to see just the digital copy and we don't even own those actual physical goods anymore. So these are fundamentally different from our traditional understanding of products because first of all we don't own a copy, and there was a big question on do we really own our music files on our iTunes because you paid for it, yes, right? But then if you read the fine prints, you are not really the owner of it because you can't transfer the file to somebody else. Because you can listen to it, but then unlike other CDs, you can't really give it to your friends to just try it out. So there's a very ambiguous line between like traditional understanding of ownership and this new type of ownership right now. And also it's intangible, which makes it very difficult to price from the retailer's perspective. How would you really price this digital file as opposed to like an tangible goods? But that's another big question mark here. So the question is, how would it really affect our business and our understanding of fashion industry or products? So I looked into fashion digital products, just particularly related to the fashion area last year. So I did a survey of undergrad students about what they really use in terms of fashion-related digital products, and did some kind of content analysis to categorize them into different groups of products. So the results are 4 different kinds of products: the content-based products, tools, functional services, and experiential products. So I will discuss this in turn. First, the content-based products. These are probably the most obvious ones that started off even at the early stage of the digital revolution. These are the products that transfer contents directly to digital channels. So things like magazines now being available online, a lot of trend-related materials, particularly fashion trends agencies, they do provide these services, and you probably use WGSN or something similar to that. So all of those are a typical example of content-based products. So we get to see a lot of new services, like the magazines now going online, and you actually purchase their subscription online and read them, or newspapers, right? People don't really have those physical newspapers anymore, and rather they would subscribe to the service so that they can read it on mobile phones or computers. So typical fashion content-based digital products include fashion trend information, magazines, and news services. These are some examples of those. Style sites and Stylons, all of them are similar to WGSN. And a lot of services now is moving towards multiple devices, whether it's iPad or tablets or mobile phones, online, regular PCs. So those are content-based products. The second one is tools. Tools are the products that's designed for increasing performance and productivity of what we do in this industry. So things like computer-aided design software, those are a typical example of those. So Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator, those things that we use to actually increase our productivity. And one of the major areas in this field is really in the manufacturing industry, where they actually try to use 3D avatar designed from human body scan data, and then try to fill them with the actual design of the garment, use the technology to create sort of an simulating how it really looks on people. This has actually a video. So this is an example of Tuka 3D e-simulator. So in the past, these type of simulators didn't really work, but now it works because it actually resembles how it should look. The drapes, and they have the weight of the fabric and how much it stretches, and all those type of things are really, the parameters all calculated in the lab, and they actually put those numbers in so that it will really resemble what it looks like. And what's amazing about these new technology is that they actually gives you full range of all body parts and how much it stretches or how much tensions each part gets. So you can actually see from these data to evaluate which part needs a little bit of room, or which part needs a little bit more of darts so that it will fit. third category is functional services. These are the digital services that assist consumers with functions. So typically this is related to we as a consumer, fashion consumers. It helps us to shop better in a way. So things like Groupon, Amazon Price Check, Closet, these are the typical examples of these functional services. So typically they provide services for price comparison, merchandise finding, and providing coupons or deals. So some of the examples include Amazon Price Check. So we all go into the store and find something, particularly when it's not just an exclusive product from that retailer. We all know that we can find better deals sometimes searching online. That's what we do, which is like probably one of the most scary things from the retailer's perspective. Now we're really getting into the area where you can't really assume that people would buy from you when you don't have the best price. So this is going to be a lot of price war sort of going on. And people do a lot of product research inside the store too. So you look into the product, you like it, and then you search the web to figure out whether this has a good review, whether this is really good quality, whether I can actually find a better product compared to this particular ones. So a lot of product feature, search or reviews or ratings, all of those actually impact people in the store, kind of real-time deal. So as you see, 71.2% of consumers compare prices via their mobile devices, with 40.1% switch to a competitor to purchase. So it's actually happening quite often. Some of the deal-related stuff, Groupon, Living Social, Retail Minot, coupons and deals, these are very popular. Do you subscribe to those services too? Yeah. So it actually encourages a lot of impulse purchases too, but then it's kind of fun. You know, you're trying to hunt the deals in a sense. And another big difference between this and the previous era is that now that you have the digital coupon, you don't have to search for the coupon and clip it for the future usage, because you can just walk into the store and just search your phone and it will pop up the coupon. And increasingly, you're going to see retailers pushing the coupon once you actually walk into the store, because your smartphones all has GPS function, so they know you're there. Some other interesting new so-called apps are very popular nowadays. So there are many fashion-related apps. This is an example called Closet, and this is a digital your-own closet organizer in your phone. So you take pictures and all that of those items in your phone, and it will organize all the items. And what it does is it helps you to organize outfits, and also when you go shopping, sometimes you get to wonder whether this particular top that looks so cute, whether you will be able to wear it with some of the stuff that you have in your closet. So then you can pull out those items on your phone and kind of compare it. And sometimes you can take a picture of that particular item and kind of mix and match on the phone as well. Stylebook is very similar, and what it does is it has other interesting features, like you actually plan your outfits on the calendar. So you do have like a weekly plan for how do I really wear this week and what kind of things I want to do. So it sort of saves your time in theory, but you do spend some time on planning itself. Go Try It On is another interesting app. It has a slightly different take on this whole phenomenon of we wanting to know what other people think about my outfit. So what it does is it actually shows a lot of items, and it encourages people to go out and try it on. So you try it on and you take a picture of yourself, and then you share it with a bunch of people, some people that you know, some people that you don't even know, and then you get votes from those people, and they help you to buy merchandise with a little bit of more confidence. So this really helps, particularly for the people who really need other people's reassurance in terms of shopping process. So there are a lot of interesting apps out there. Those are all functional services for the consumers. The last area is experiential products. So these are the products that only made to satisfy the experiential needs. So typical examples include PC games, And there are a lot of PC games that I saw from the students' responses. So I saw two different types of sort of fashion games. The first one is something like this. This is like a retailer or manufacturer who already have their own merchandise, and they collaborate with the game developers, in this case EA. So when they first introduced The Sims 2, they actually had a fashion stuff pack, which means this particular package would add on to your original installation of the game, and it will allow you to have your Sims wear H&M products. And you do have H&M store in The Sims 2. And then for Sims 3, they actually collaborated with Diesel, and then introduced the same kind of idea. What's interesting in Diesel's case is actually they transported the exact outfit from their runway show to this stuff pack. So you can see the left side is the runway model, and the right side you can see the Sims actual design of the garment.